10 Cruel Women Who Poisoned Their Husbands. Ladies, in case you've got a spouse who upset you, what can you do? Perhaps give him the cold shoulder, leave him sleep on the sofa, deny his passion for a week or two, or kill him. Like something from this cell block tango, you will find tales of women whose closing nerves snapped and well, say goodbye to dear old hubby. But rather than using knives, firearms, a hitman, or pushing him down a flight of stairs, those femme fatales literally chose their toxin. Although perhaps not all famous stories of girls poisoning their husbands end up in passing, in the long run, I believe that the husband got the stage. Listed below are the top 10 girls who educated their husbands. 10. Giulia Tofana. We begin our list together with the renowned Roman serial killer, Giulia Tofana. For 50 years at the mid-1600s, she assisted wives kill their husbands. Her distinctive brew, a mixture of arsenic, belladonna, and direct, known as aqua tofana, murdered about 600 men. Only 4 drops and the man was good. However, all it took was one regretful customer to deliver Tofana's profession to a screeching stop. You know in films which one character freaks from the center of a crime and ends up ruining it for everybody involved? Yeah, that was this woman. Following dosing her husband's soup using aqua tofana, Tofana's customer was instantly full of sorrow and begged her husband to not eat soup. Rightfully so, he had been suspicious and eventually got the answer from his spouse, awkward. She informed her husband that Tofana had awarded her poison. Hunting refuge did Tofana no great. Roman police arrested and tortured. She acknowledged that she, together with her mom and daughter, had aided wives toxin their husbands, murdering countless men. 9. Nanny Doss. If Tofana made poisoning your husband trendy, Nanny Doss made it frightening. Doss's narrative is very twisted since she laughed the whole time she had been confessing to the police. This earned her the title, the Giggling Granny. It is just like a horror story. Doss is accountable for 11 deaths between 1920 and 1954. This amount includes 2 of her kids, 2 sisters, her mom, a mother-in-law, a nephew, and, wait for it, 4 husbands. Doss explained it had been unintentional poisoning, however, he did not purchase it. A year after, Braggs left another girl. The Tulsa, Oklahoma native shortly grew obsessed with romance books. And her following 4 husbands have been anything but intimate. With the exception of the 5th, they have been alcoholics, occasionally vicious, womanizers, and adulterers. Consequently, they might have had it comin', but I am not so convinced Doss's other sufferers did. 8. Jacqueline Patrick. We know that children should follow their own parents, but how about the other way round? There is certainly nothing wrong with this unless they are encouraging you to poison their dad. After a debate, Jacqueline poured her husband, Douglas, 2 glasses of this beverage, hoping it would kill him. She'd planned on covering it up as a suicide or a negative reaction to his medicine. Douglas went to bed and woke up sick the following day. However, before the medics abandoned, Jacqueline handed them a fake suicide note. It was this notice that foiled the program. Douglas pulled but had to experience a year of rehab to learn to walk and speak again. It was disclosed later in court which Jacqueline had tried to kill Douglas before, in October. On 2 occasions, Jacqueline's eldest daughter, Catherine, egged her mom and did not even try to stop her. Nobody can be certain exactly why, however the defense said it was since Douglas emotionally punished her when she was younger. This contributed to Catherine becoming too attached to her mommy. 7. Tilly Klimek. Chicago's Small Poland knew serial killer and Polish-American Tyla Klimek among the best hamburgers around. Oh, they also understood her like a psycho, I believe psychic. At least, that is exactly what she promised to be. Tilly would strangely forecast the deaths of individuals who upset her, along with the prediction could come true, shocker, I know. She predicted the neighbor's puppy would perish. Regrettably, nobody actually caught on that she might correctly forecast these deaths since she was the only one killing them. You see, Tilly needed a stew, a tasty stew, also she included arsenic to the stew. 4 of her husbands died this manner, even the neighbor's pet obtained an antidepressant treat. After every husband died, she gathered the insurance money and moved on another one. After registering the insurance paperwork along with also the will, his health took a sudden nosedive. Anton's brother hurried him into the hospital once he guessed arsenic poisoning. Testing positive, the hospital called the police, who promptly went into Tilly's home and detained her. Guess what's for supper, Stu? Tilly spent the rest of her life in prison but not confessed to her offenses. 6 of the people survived. However, who would ever forget that poor dog? 6. Susanna Fazekas and the Angelmakers. From the weary immigrant city of Najarev, Zuzana Fazekas found herself the chief of a bunch of girls who'd go to poison the estimated 300 people. We all know these girls as the Angelmakers of Najarev. Fazekas came in Najarev at 1911. Her husband had strangely disappeared, along with her source story was suspicious. However, the town had a physician, and she'd undergone as a midwife and very good references. She became a respected and significant part village life. Now in history, men were coming home from World War I since PTSD wasn't known as well since it's now. Any problems these guys caused while they readjusted to civilian life were tagged debatable. When girls expressed concerns in their husbands, Fazekas provided them an easy answer. Arsenic. Why put them up? Fazekas reportedly said. Fazekas started encouraging girls to poison their husbands with arsenic. She had another girl named Susie Allah behave as her clerk, obscuring the passing certification's cause of death. Allah was not innocent in this. History is not certain how individuals caught on to the Angelmakers, but by the time authorities were prepared to detain Fazekas, she was dead. 26 girls stood trial for murdering their husbands, and had diverse motives. Just 2 were implemented. 5. Stacy Castor. There is a reason we do not consume antifreeze since it could kill you. It may kill you well. So for Stacy Castor, with antifreeze to kill all her husband and seeking to kill her daughter turned into a no-brainer. Researchers went to his residence, where they discovered a cup of antifreeze near his dead body. They ruled the death a suicide. However, something did not quite sit right together. Growing suspicious of Castor, they exhumed the body of her husband, who had died in a heart attack 5 decades prior. In his own system, they discovered, wait for this antifreeze. If murdering both husbands is not a mistake, she then attempted to dose her daughter, Ashley. The nighttime authorities advised Ashley there was antifreeze in her dad's body. Castor chose Ashley outside drinking. Castor then attempted to poison her crushed pills inside her vodka. Ashley endured the suicide attempt, and Castor has been sentenced to 51 years. She died of a heart attack 7 decades later. No one assessed for antifreeze. 4. Mary Ann Gearing. Mary Ann and Richard Gearing did not have the happiest of unions, but it was not the worst. Collectively they had lots of kids and lived a financially secure life. This was a fairly impressive inheritance back afterward. For many, it is the ideal reason to commit murder. Mary Ann has been a few in this circumstance. 2 decades after, her husband succumbed to some debilitating illness regarded as heart disease. A few months later, the 2 Gearings' 21-year-old and 26-year-old toddlers died in a similar ailment. After Benjamin, her 18-year-old son, fell sick shortly after, a physician eliminated him from the house. Benjamin recovered. But whenever someone recovers from a disease which everybody is influenced by but a potentially inheritance-crazed person, you need to probably consider the inheritance-crazed individual. They also found that Mary Ann had bought arsenic from a nearby chemist. She confessed to poisoning her husband in her trial. Mary Ann was suspended on August 21, 1849. 3. Judias Buenoao. Here is another instance of a wife killing for cash, and also to be honest, this is a very good haul. She did not collect 1 life insurance coverage but 3 life insurance policies. If this was not enough, she obtained another policy deduction when her home burned down. Back in 1973, Judias began visiting Bobby Joe Morris. Together with her 2 kids, she proceeded with Bobby out to Colorado. He died in 1978 of the average poison-related mysterious ailment. Guess who gathered a couple more insurance coverages? It just gets worse from here. Her son went to see her and endured metal poisoning. He lived but drowned in 1980 while on a year-long trip with Judias. Then, Judith began dating John Gentry. He had been hospitalized with a disease, endured, but ended up at the hospital after his car exploded. This resulted in an investigation that revealed the vitamins Gentry was carrying contained formaldehyde. An exhumation of Bobby Joe and Goodyear showed high levels of arsenic in their machine. Judas has been sentenced to life and after passing in 1985. It was implemented in 1998. 2. Daisy DeMelker. Daisy DeMelker began her series of poisonings in 1923. She got away with murder for 2 years until she had been hanged in 1932. Daisy poisoned 2 of her husband with arsenic. Her third husband's son died of arsenic poisoning also, after he drank arsenic-laced Java meant for his dad. All 3 husbands have been plumbers with attractive inheritances. And even though it's pretty obvious that she offered her husbands, she was just found guilty of murdering her 20-year-old stepson. 1. Sancha Tinevrand. Should you feel as though your husband is an insect, do not poison him using boric acid. Perhaps divorce or go to marriage counseling? Sancha Tinevrand's husband of 11 decades, Robert Barron, discovered his food tasted funny and that he felt ill after meals. Suspicious, he set up a security camera. What exactly did he see? Sancha slipping some lactic acid in his coffee. When confronted by authorities, Sancha stated she simply slipped the poison into his meal when she had been mad at him. Lesson learned. Robert did not perish, but he definitely learned never to trust his own wife.